do it? Says I'm live, but I don't see it. Okay, let me go back. You guys see me? Is anybody out there? Let me pull up my GreenThumbStampers page. The last time when I did it on Monday, it just came right up into my Facebook. Maybe I already had it open, is why. Okay, so I am live. Here we go. Open that up. There we go. Hey guys, thanks for joining. See a couple of you are on already. I didn't tell you guys that I was gonna be here in my posts, my normal posts, because I wasn't so sure if I was gonna be here. So I didn't wanna do my, hey, join me tonight, and then have to say, I'm not gonna make it, because I almost didn't make it. I've been packing. I keep telling you guys on my posts and stuff that I'm going away for a couple days, well, 4 days, and I just got a lot to pack. We have to do a meal one night, and I'm trying to get food caught up and done up ahead of time. We're gonna have soups, so I've been making different kinds of soups. And why don't I have the cards over here to show you guys? I've got all my pieces and parts. I was even here early. And I left the cards over on the table. So I'm going to turn my camera down, and I'm going to try and do this maybe moving forward. I'm going to try and just talk while I'm doing my stamping rather than making y'all wait and listen to me jabber. I'll jabber while I'm creating. So let me turn my camera down. All right, I'm back on Facebook. So here's my computer. Live. Desktop, spotlight. Okay, so now you should see my desktop. Let me get my computer, move the rest of the way out of this camera. Not that it matters, right? It's just the corner of my computer. If I push it too far away, then I'm not going to be able to see anything. And I want to be able to see if you guys comment. Hey, Christy. I was just telling Christy's going where I'm going, and I was just telling everybody I've been cooking up the soup, and today I made pumpkin cheesecake bars and banana cream icebox cake. And so I got all my supplies packed, I think, pretty much. Let me show you what I'm doing. I'm bouncing all over the place. So because I have so much stuff packed, I did not pack this stamp set today. So it was at hand, and I said, this is what I'm going to use for my card tonight. And then it dawned on me, this is called Gone Fishing, and it does have dies with it that I have not used yet. In fact, I haven't even opened them, but I've seen some really cute things with the tackle box, this tackle box piece here. Looks like some water, splashes, the fish, the lures stuff are all in here, but I did not use them because, like I said, I am swamped with stuff that I've been trying to get caught up on and pack. And you know, it took me a long time. When I go away, I pack a little stack of all my paper, and I have it in a giant, like a 31 tote, crafting tote thing. But we did our color revamp, so I had to go through all my paper that I have there and take out the old and put in the new so that I knew I was creating with the right colors. So I'm using Gone Fishing, and I've seen over the last year or so where people make 4 cards from one sheet of paper, from just one full-size sheet of paper. So that's what I'm going to do. And these are the cards that we're going to do. So let me show you these first. These are just basic cards that I came up with. Layout. I did use a little pebbled path on this one. And then these I stepped up just to show you guys, because I'm not going to step them up because I'm just whining. I just got a lot of stuff still to do, but I wanted to be here for you guys. So I'm not going to step them up. But I just wanted to show you guys that you could do that. I've got a little of the lovely floss behind them that you guys love so much. And you could put some bling. You could put, I don't know what all you could put because it's for a guy. But I wanted them bright and cheery because the fish where I would be fishing at would be very much attracted to bright and cheery lures. And I know it's all about the lure of the week or the day or the month when you're out fishing. You got to have, you know, they're hitting really good on the, geez, I can't even, silver spoons or whatever, you know. Can't even remember the names of one of my brothers. We had to run out and get the latest lure to go fishing with. And so if I'm fishing, my fish where I'm going are going to want bright lures and a typical bobber. I could have made it orange, but I made it a basic bobber. But if you had a fisherman in your life, you could color these to be more exact to something that they would use, or make it more earthy colors to be more earth and water and grass, you know, like garden green and crumb cake and stuff. But this is mine, and this is how I did mine, bright, because my fish want some bright colors to hit on. So like I said, very basic, very quick. And I have not seen this technique done. Typically it's flowers, or that I have seen personally is kind of the fuller flowers and ferns and things like that, that you can fill this paper up with a little easier. But I'm going to use my, and you know what? I zoomed in too far, so I'm gonna stamp it this way. Oh, good job, David. Did he keep it, Christy, or does he catch and release? Was that dinner tonight? Or hey, tell him to come down here and he can cook it with Mike while I'm gone. You guys can have fish. Stink up the house. I'm gonna stamp it this direction so that it's in the camera. And I'm going to give you another little tip. What I learned when I made this, because this was my first time ever making this. So I have some, well, you can't really tell because I fixed it, but I have some like this one. It's got so many bobbers on it. I didn't go in far enough from center. So basically you want to kind of fill this up, because when you go to cut it, you're going to end up with not a lot of decoration on there. So fill a good wide like spot. Now get precise, get out your ruler, find your center, find this width. We don't do that here. We're fishing on my lake. We're just gonna fill it in and go for it. So I've got my basic white, and I stamped everything first in Memento Black. And I started, basically, we're just gonna start and fill in. So we've got our, I'm gonna take this little tiny bobber, and I'm just gonna, I better get my paper out for when I go off. I'm just gonna start, well, let's see, let's start about in the middle. We're just gonna go for it anywhere. And turn your bobber so that it's going different directions. Not everything's gonna go the same. Whoops, don't drop it. Slow down, Jill. turn it because it's going to be easier for the camera for me to turn it. And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to fill in the crisscross of the paper, the center, fill in the whole center. And since I'm changing my stamp every 2 seconds, I thought I better. You know what? I saw a fun thing Lisa Curcio showed. Do you guys ever get your stamps get cloudy and then they feel like they have a film on the back and then they don't want to stick to your blocks very well? She said that that's because they're getting like the oils and picking up stuff from being handled. So that's why she was recommending you lay it down and pick it up. But when you're making stuff and you're ripping it off, putting it in the case and touching it all over, it's going to get gunky. So then she said, just clean it with some Dawn dishwasher and or dish soap and some warm water and it'll clean right up. So don't be afraid to do that if yours gets a little gunky too. Okay, so now I've got the next. I'm going to use this fly because who knows, we might be fly fishermen too. And I'm just going, like I told you, we want to go out a ways into the card. Whoops. So that we've got a good coverage when we cut it. So that's all this is, just some rando stamping like this. And then we're going to, actually I'm gonna take this one off now. I'm gonna set it down because I might pull it out again. And we've got this little sardine looking guy here. And all these pieces come with the stamp and then a filler piece. So even the fish has a filler piece that you can fill in over the top. So now we're just going to, like I said, fill this in round and around. Trying not to have too much like rhyme or reason going on, just stamping them down. I want another one in here, but I don't know where. I guess I'm gonna go right here. See what we get. Got that little guy. Then we've got this little, these might be called spinners because I think they spin around when you're pulling it through the water. And then that's when it attracts the fish. Pulls, gets attracted to the shiny thing. I think these are usually metal. I think my brother's might have been like orange or red. I think fish kind of like red and orange. I don't know why. I used to go fishing when I was little. I grew up on a lake up in Ludington, and I didn't do a lot of fishing. I honestly, when we had to go out on the big lake fishing, I hated it. It always gets sick to my stomach, but Dad made us all go. Mom had to go, I had to go, my brothers, just because if you got fish on, you had to have someone like steer the boat and all that fun stuff. When if by some rare remote chance every line got a fish, you had to have somebody there to drive the boat so that the lines didn't get all tangled. And yeah, I was the boat driver. If I wasn't whining and all locked up down below, whining because I didn't feel good, ugh, I hate it sloshing around. The blue stuff in the toilet thing just smelled weird and ugh. But you know, sometimes there's stuff you got to do in life even when you don't want to, right? All right, where else can I put a fish? I got this long fish out, so we're going to cut it. I want to make sure we've got enough of the fishy showing everywhere when we cut it. I'm going to go back to the spinner one. I don't think I put any spinner things over here. Yeah, we used to fish off the break, it's not a break wall, but the dock out and back. And I don't think we ever really kept them, but my mom would go out in the big lake with Lake Michigan, we call it the big lake. Mom would go out and take my brothers out perch fishing by the project where the water was like warmer. And boy, they got a lot. Now that fish I could eat. We didn't eat a whole lot of the salmon and stuff we caught. Mom doesn't want the house smell. That's probably where I get it. Mom, I'm going to blame you when Mike gets mad at me for complaining about him cooking that stinky fish. Say, it's just a thing we don't do in my family, stink up the house with fish. And I think I'm going to bring in this guy again. I might need a couple more. Like I say, I want to make sure I'm getting it good. We're going to have some good, whoops. We're going to have some good action going on our card. I think that's good. Okay. Might need some more bobbers. You know what? I think I do. I'm going to put a couple more bobbers because I only put one row of them, and then I got to go back and fill them all in. So I don't want to get too much stuff going on here. All right, I'm going to call that good. More calling that good. I gotta. So now I'm going to take my colors that are going to attract my little fishies to my hook. I guess these things all have hooks on them. And one time when we were fishing, the lot next to my house had a, it was empty. It had some docks on it. My brother was fishing with, he had one of these kind of, well, one of these on his line, but it had these hooks underneath of the little fish's, the lure thing's body. They were hanging down. They had 3 hooks on them, and he hooked it in his neck, in his ear, I think it was. So yeah, that was a trip to the doctor for Mom to go and get that thing taken out of his neck and his ear. He got his ears pierced before pierced ears was cool. All right, so now I've got gorgeous grape. And I'm going to just fill that in. And you know, I could have picked a different color for this one. I should have, because you can't really see it because it's so dark already. But that's all right. Our gorgeous grape will fill in there. Oh God, yeah. I mean, oh, I can't read. Somebody's talking about. Fishing. I can't see the comments. Christy, I'm taking it. She's not liking the smell of cooking the fish. So yeah, it's kind of sad when our guys like their fish and just yuck. Mom's husband, Robert, he used to love to go fishing. Oh, he'd go fishing whenever he could by himself out on the, I don't think he ventured onto the big lake too much because he had a little boat, like a trolling boat kind of thing. He just stayed in the basin. But that poor guy would catch all kinds of fish and bring it home, and so proud of what he caught. And Mom was basically, take that bag out in the garage, back out of the house, buddy. Not happening. But I think mainly Mike smells because he seasons it and like blackens it, makes it so strong. Stinks up my house, but he likes it. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like a strong fish, so yeah, I see he's got like 3 fillets in the freezer or the fridge right now, waiting for me to exit this house in the morning. He'll probably have it for breakfast. All right, so now I'm going to do the little guy, this little guy. I did some of them in this parakeet party, and then I came back and did some of them in blueberry bushel. So I'll probably do that again just so I don't have too much green. But if Reed was on, my daughter, she would say, you can never have too much green. And this is true. In her world, there is no other color but green. All right, did I get enough of them green? Let's see, I'm gonna get one on this card. So I got, and that's the whole science behind these cards, guys, is, oh, and I probably should have started, I should have cut this paper down in size, because when I cut them, we'll have to cut them down to be like 4 by 5 1/4. And we might have to cut off extra. All right, so now let's go. Oh, I'm gonna do him in, I'll finish him off in the blueberry bushel. Yeah, I think I got pretty much, I gotta pack all my inks tomorrow. I was gonna pack them, or not tomorrow when I'm done here. I was gonna pack them up, but then when I decided to do the video, I knew I would need the ink. And so I just figured I would wait and pack them all at the same time. Well, I'm gonna make this guy green because I got too many blue ones right there together. Yeah. And I've way overpacked as usual. When anybody goes away, you guys, if you go away for the weekend, do you take more than you need? Got high hopes for what you're gonna get done. And yeah, I was hoping, like I said, I got high hopes. I'll let you know next week what all I get done, because I got a little bit of everything. I got some ideas of things I wanna try and do, but I'm taking my computer for working on posts and some class kind of thoughts I wanted to do. And I gotta get the Marion Bright class ready. And what else do I have to do? Pick the stamps for the month after that. I don't think I have that month figured out. Oh, and I'm going to do yellow. I think I did some of the these spinner things in yellow and some of them in Tahitian Tide. So let's do a few in yellow. And a few in Tahitian Tide. How many I got left? Do this guy in yellow. No. Let's do this guy, yes, in yellow over here. And my Tahitian Tide is over here. Let's get that down. Such a pretty color. And like I said, it's very bright card. You might not want your fishing lures this bright, but ooh, I gotta stop. I'm getting bubbles. I gotta go just down and up. Stop tapping. It's getting a little bit juicy on me. Here. I got company visiting me. And there he goes. All right, so I think I got all those colored in now. Yellow and blue. And then I'm just got the bobbers. So once I get the bobbers done, I'll be able to see and make sure I didn't miss any. It's just a little half bobber. I'm gonna put it on this little block. And then it just comes up in here and fills them in. I see some really cool coolers that look like bobbers. Not that I have a use for one, but I've seen them and they look really cool. Novelty. All right. Robert cooked his fish when, well, see, that's, they want it. They got to do it when the house is empty. Just some things that seems like the smell never goes away. Can open the windows, squirt the Febreze, and yeah, still smells like fish. But I do like me some fish tacos. It just has to be like white fish. I can eat fish, just has to be like a mild white fish. Even tuna fish sometimes is too strong. The smell of it when you open the package. Ugh. I used to love tuna fish sandwiches, and there's just something now that, or my cat food when it's got fish in, it's like, ugh. That's really nasty. And I don't normally think the cat food smells too bad till I get the kind of the fish in it. Eesh. All right, my cats don't even eat the kind with the fish in it, so. All right, so now we've got our base all set here. I'm gonna move this out of the way. So now, like I said, we wanna do the center of like a plus sign across through the center. And then we're just gonna cut it. So we're gonna cut it in half, 5 1/2. But we do need to cut it down. So I'm gonna cut it to 5 1/4 now. This is where I said we should have cut this beforehand so that your pieces were ready to go. Like 4 1/4, that's middle. And then we can cut them both to 4. Well, I guess I didn't go through the whole pieces, so that's good. I can cut it off this side where all the white is. We got this one, let's cut it to 5 1/4. My friend came over right before my video started. And, well, not right before, she left right before I needed to start. Her son's getting married this weekend and she couldn't find her trimmer. So she brought me all the table cards to cut for her. So that was also why I was a little fired up and wound up. And as my mom would say, Jill, your mouth is running like a flipper on a whippoorwill's behind. And it's probably because I'm wound up. I'm leaving. Patty's going to call me as soon as this video is over and say, I'm coming over to pack up your stuff. Not quite ready, Patty. Gotta. Well, I can pack my clothes in the morning. So this is what I came up with. See, guys? This is, now you've got 4 cards all ready to go. You can put them this way. You could put them, you know, every which way you want. And they're like 4 different looking cards, all from that one piece of paper. And so now I brought in, or I'm bringing in, I just have black bases and red bases and red layer and black layer. I was getting all cutesy with parakeet party layers and stuff, but I thought that my fish lures being bright and cheery was enough. I didn't need to bring in all my other paper too. So this is where I say you could do some green, like garden green or things like that, and make it a little earthier looking and get right down into making your lures more official looking. Because I'm sure some of my friends whose hubbies fish, you could find a bunch of lures in their tackle box to set on your desk and color to mimic them. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my blacks and we're going to mount red on there. So let's see, let's do, we'll do one like, oh, I should probably, well, it doesn't matter if I stamp wonky on them or not. I can't flip them over because you just can't. So we're gonna just glue them out as they are and then cross our fingers that we are able to stamp correctly on the paper. I gotta see, what's Patty asking about the tackle box? Do you need me to show you the die set again, Patty? It's stuck. And it is read on. Yes, Parakeet Party is always the answer. Yes, it is. Green is always her choice. So, Julie, there is a die. Oh, maybe you're answering the question Julie had. But yes, there's 2 pieces to the die, the tackle box. Looks like an outer one and then this, or an inner one with all the holes, and then this outer one. And I have to look at some samples and see what they've done with them. I don't know what these little pieces do. Fish scales, maybe this is scales to put on them. Yeah, we're gonna just have to cut them out. Little Easter eggs, fish eggs, eyes, I don't know. We'll have to play with them. All right, so we got one done. Let's get our next red. And then, like I say, we've got 4 cards coming here. So if you had a need for a bunch of Father's Day, you've got people who buy your cards from you. This would be a nice, this one we're going to go this way. Be a nice way to make 4 cards, or any of, if you did ones like I've seen before with the flowers and the ferns and stuff. Those are very pretty. And you could make nice 4 nice fall cards all at once. Okay, so now we've got a red one. Let's put our black on here. here. Gotta slide it up. I cut this basic black and the red on the last card. It's down on the 8th, so it's the card base is 5.5 by 11, or 8.5 by 5.5, and then my bases are 5 3/4 by 4 1/8. And then let's see, this card's going to open up. I guess they kind of look the same. We're going to go up like that with that one, and we're going to go down. So I only got one that goes across. So I'm going to make this one go across. And that's the fun part too, is getting to see which direction you want all your patterns to flow. Which direction you like it the best. Oh, I got a little bit of extra on that one. And I got my last black here. This is, I think I told you guys, this is the first time I've used this stamp set. I finally got it when it went out of stock. Then I finally got it. And I thought, kind of fishing's over. It's time to get into some fall thoughts and cards versus these masculine fishing cards. So I'll make up a few and just have them on hand. Well, a few. No, I have 8. All right. And then for the inside, I just have a white piece to put on the inside. I did not do anything on the other one, but these are going to be super cute to put a lure on the inside. So I will do that before I glue them in. I'll put a lure on them or the bobber. And maybe some, I could poke a hole, cut the bobber out. There's a die for it. Right here, it doesn't have the hole cut out, but you could poke a hole in it with a little tiny hole punch and put some string through it like it's on a fishing line. And then here's the stamp set with the words. We got a Happy Father's Day. So glad you're my dad. I wish I had a happy birthday in there. Good things come to those who wait. Happy retirement. Congrats. But I just put the 2 bigger sentiments on there. So I'm gonna put the So Glad You're My Dad on there. And like I said, you can pop them up on a, where's my, like this. Now I just used a punch. This one here, I don't think the glare is going to get on it. Can't see it. The Label Me Lovely punch. And I just, I'll show you if I try to bring any, I'll show you on a piece of white. So let me just stamp this one. Show you here. So I stamped it. Oh, that was just bad, Jill. Let's do that again because we need enough space to punch. Could have punched it first, which I probably needed to. So I'll put it in this way. So glad you're my dad. And I'm going to have to show you what else I did in white. So then I came back and just to utilize my paper, I cut it like this because I could use up more of my paper. So I cut 2 halves like that. And then I just put a little glue on the back of the paper Yeah, this is bad. Sorry, guys. I don't have any. I don't even see any sitting around. Usually I have all kinds of scraps over here. I just took this right up to the edge on each side and then put the other half up at the top. Like this. And then it's like this then. You don't see that it's not, you can't glue it down straight because it's not going to be, it's going to be the same size. So you need to cut it in half and hide the cut like behind. And so if you line it up like that, you get the edge around it, but you don't see the separation in it. So I'll leave this one and I will use that on there. And I'll finish the rest of them later. I'll bring them to girls' weekend and finish them off there. But that's what I did. You don't need to see me stamp them all flat on there, but that's it. That's my quickie for tonight. I got a did I go back? There we go. So I got 4 more cards to finish off, but again, that making that crisscross plus sign cross there through your paper, just fill it in. If you've got the magical meadow is what I was going to use with all the ferns and stuff, or the forever fern. Just start putting and filling in your space or any of the flower sets that we have, and cut, and you've got 4 cards ready to go. That's it, guys. I'm going to finish packing and get around. It's going to come early in the morning. Patty's going to pick me up at 7:30, so I got to get some work done in the next couple hours before I head to bed. Or I could sleep on the way over there, couldn't I? Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll be back again. Take care, everybody, and it's Wednesday, so have a great weekend. Bye.